Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Manga Junkies. 2 E's, no I. 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? We are the AMJ Pod. This is another Manga Junkies episode. This is your boy Nox, aka Noxus FX. You can call me Fred, co-host.
It's your boy Casey Silverback, aka Curves. We back. We never left.
It's your boy Badlare, a.k.a. Brad, a.k.a. Uno, a.k.a. Podsire.
And last, not last, but never least, Benji Motosan.
Yo, what is up, you guys? How we doing?
We're doing good. You want to know why we're doing good?
Oh, I kind of know why, but I'm super excited. You tell me why we're doing good.
The reason why we're doing good is because with us today we have a special guest, the content creator formerly known as Poke Trish. Poke Trish.
Woo! What's up?
You like that one?
That was good.
I like that one.
No, you're right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, what's going on? We're super pumped.
Yeah.
I know we were able to talk a little bit off screen, but we're super pumped to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to chop it up with.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to meet you guys, having to make the connection, and appreciate you guys. You guys are kind of debuting my new brand, actually.
Yeah,
so.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're breaking the news. That's
I was gonna say
what
I'm
we
gonna
do.
have to keep this thing up for a little while. Then
Yeah,
I'll keep popping it up throughout. I'll keep popping it up. Look at that.
Ben,
Back from Pikachu to fish.
come
and
on, man. It's okay.
That's the pipeline.
Yeah, we'll make the
Pikachu to
connection.
Trish.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh.
Ben's good with those things. Ben's good with those. And Ben, that's sexy. I want one of those. Whatever you got to do to make that happen. Because
wait.
Trish, that's fire.
So what just popped into my head is that I'm gonna take odd parallels
No.
Pictures
I
of
love
no.
it.
and
Pictures of us.
the pictures of us, and I'm gonna have them as our little,
Bing.
Benji Moto.
Ben, I was just
Trish,
about
do
to
you see
ask
what
you
you
for
do?
that.
Yeah.
Do you see what you do for our brand?
Thank you, Trish.
Trish!
Woo!
Round of applause for Trish.
Thank you.
I love it. So, let's get into it.
Let's go.
With you being on the podcast, we're manga. We talk about anime. We talk about manga. We shoot the shit. But we love having special guests. We want to learn a little bit more about you, Poke Trish. So we have a few questions for you, and then we'll get into it. Cool?
Hit me with it.
All right. First question. Who is Poke Trish?
Well, I'm an author. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
Oh
wow.
I just spring some of that extra news on you.
Okay.
No. I'm a lot of things. I'm an influencer. I make videos about manga recommendations, anime. I do shiny hunting videos. That's how I got my start. I actually accidentally started a cult on TikTok.
That's always fun. That's always fun.
And that's how I started getting to be Pokeetris. Actually, this thing next to me. Hang on, let me see if I can. That is a tapestry that my friend embroidered for me for the Church of Cramorant.
There we go.
Because I had I had a video go viral of me shiny hunting Cramorant, and suddenly I had all of TikTok go, yes, he's our Lord and Savior. So Cramorant, and I use Cramorant's colors actually in this new branding too as like an homage to that.
We're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna definitely get into
for
that.
like 3 years straight, I was running an actual cult on TikTok.
That's great.
Until I got into Collecticon. And
All right.
Collecticon pulled me in as a panel moderator, and I get to interview voice actors now.
You
fine.
are our Pokemon master.
Yeah. Please, let me you think I can get a couple shinies after this? We'll talk.
Yeah. I'll bestow some blessings upon you. We'll get you
Yeah, it's
some shiny
okay.
luck.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Lord will
alright.
speak through me.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm glad that you pointed it out. What you got going on in your space? Fire.
Thank you. Worked hard on it. Many years
I
of
love
collection and whatnot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
A little bit of everything I love behind me,
Yeah. Well,
including Baymax, my favorite anime character.
where is that? We're gonna have to talk about that because when we were talking off screen, I know.
Hero 6.
Yeah,
Big
you
Hero
never seen
6.
Betamax?
Yeah.
Big Hero.
Big Hero
Well, I got a
6.
history with Disney. I used to work as a cast. Actually, I'm wearing the necklace right now. This is how I was a cult member there too. This is my old uniform.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Watch out.
Get spec, man. They put something in the air, I swear. I was a cast member back in 2019 after I graduated college. I was a character attendant, so I was literally Mickey Mouse's bodyguard. Same with the princesses. Like I'd sit there and make sure like no one messed with them or anything. And that was a really cool chapter of my life. I got to meet some celebrities. J-Lo and
What the heck?
Matthew Morris came through, and I didn't get to meet J-Lo. She went to a different Mickey room.
Okay.
But Matthew Morris, the teacher from Glee, he came into my room and I met his family and stuff and took pictures of him with Mickey and all that. So you could say that was kind of preemptive to get in to do what I do now.
Alright.
Lead coats.
Really
right.
prepped
Yeah,
me for that.
Coty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Exactly.
was it World or Land?
It was World.
Word.
I was
in
the
Orlando,
Magic Kingdom.
Florida. Ooh.
Oh, Orlando,
Yeah,
our neck of the
hometown.
woods.
Yeah,
Hey,
hometown,
how you doing?
South Florida. Name,
Oh yeah. I was there for a good like 9 months or so probably. I ended up getting laid off because of COVID, but that's okay. Everything happens for a
Everybody
reason.
got laid
Hey,
off.
everything
Yeah,
happens for a
yeah,
reason,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing what I do now if I didn't. So
There we go.
Everything happens for a reason, and that's
Exactly.
right there.
Yeah, and we're here now. I love that.
Yeah,
Girl
yeah.
Voice, you guys got
Yeah,
questions?
honestly, I had a big question. So how did you actually start with, like, how did Collecticon come about? And, like, I know you say your role is interviewing the panels and stuff like that. So how did all that start?
yeah. Actually going back to TikTok, when I was making the Cult of Cramorant stuff, a couple of the other Pokemon influencers, like it was during the Pokemon boom of like 2020, 2021, when everyone was doing like ribbon ships on TikTok and all that. There was a couple different Pokemon influencers that we all kind of linked up and joined a Discord, and we call ourselves the Poke Pals. And so two of us ended up actually having like a videography company that's Goat Breakers and Megan Flick Photography. And they got contracted with Collecticon to do all their video stuff, and they've been doing it since. It's been, I think, 5 years now. And so they were in and they were like, hey, we're doing this convention thing. Do you guys just want to meet up at this? Because it was, touring around the US. And so slowly but surely, our whole friend group ended up meeting up at these Collecticons once a year as like a reunion. And we've stayed friends on Discord for, the last like 4 or 5 years now. And eventually, they started rolling out some of the panels, and they had me on for like an influencer panel a couple years back. And then like, I think 3 years ago, they were saying, hey, we actually want to roll out like a Women of Anime panel. Can you host that one? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. Let me take a shot at it. And that was like the first time I ever did public speaking, honestly. And I
Which
got
is
to
scary.
interview. It was so scary. It was so scary.
Scary.
I interviewed Miley Flanagan, Christina V, and Erica Schroeder. I'll
Oh,
never
shit.
forget it.
That's fire.
Christina V is freaking lovely. I love her so much. Erica, same thing. Miley, same thing. They're all three kind of like my moms now.
And for the folks that don't know, who are the voice actors? Like, who do they voice?
Yeah. So Miley Flanagan is Naruto. She's the English voice of Naruto, and she was also Principal Perry on Lab Rats. If you're a Disney Channel person.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Christina V, she's Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, she does so much. She's Killua and Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
yeah.
You want to talk about Colts?
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
said
yeah.
two of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
The Sailor
for
Moon
real,
and
for
Hunter.
real.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm in the Sailor Moon cult. I'm getting there with Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. I'm in. I have a
Hold
black
on.
card.
Time out.
Yeah.
I just
But,
looked up who Christina V is.
Yeah.
She was from IGPX.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, I know who she is.
She is in a ton of anime.
Yeah.
She is huge name, and she has her own Spotify. She does a lot of covers and stuff like that. She's super talented. And then
wow.
Erica Schroeder, she was the original voice of Luffy from One Piece.
There
So
we
like the
go.
4Kids one.
Yep.
And she's also My Valentine from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dark Magician Girl.
Oh,
She's
wow.
in the
Yeah.
Sonic franchise, so she's like
Hell yeah.
Wave the Sparrow. Oh, what else? She's
Damn.
one more. I don't know, she's all up in there.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, for sure. That's
yeah,
fire.
Blaze the Cat, that's who she is.
Okay.
But yeah, so they were my first interview, and I was super nervous, and they could tell. So like Miley came over and actually sat next to me on the futon, and because there's like futon couches, that makes it sound so sus.
Yeah. Futon. Where is this being held?
yeah. Oh, it was public. It was public. Yeah, which is that better?
Yeah.
So she came over, sat next to me, and she
What
kind
kind
of
of show is
through the
this?
whole process.
Yeah.
And so that was super fun, and they loved like the energy that I brought. So they're like, please, like next time you come to Collecticon, like we'd love to have you up again. And so
Yep.
for the next like 2 or 3 years, Well, for the next 2 years, I just buy a ticket and try to get over there. And anytime I was there, they'd give me a panel. And eventually, last year, they were like, "Hey, we like love what you do." Because
Yeah.
eventually, I started incorporating a lot of video
Mhm.
into the panels, and I thought I caught on to like, "Hey, I could make this like I could be the Ellen show with this." So
This
Yeah.
could
I'm
be a
gonna
thing.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I
100%.
started doing my homework and looking up like what are they in right now, or how integrated are they to some franchises and stuff. And I started like putting games together and all
Mhm.
that, and we played games with the audience. Like I just had some of the Hashiras from Demon Slayer on, and so we played Guess the
Fire.
Hashira.
Yep.
That was super fun. And there was even like for every Hashira, for guessing their sword hilts, for every Hashira, there was a cosplayer in the audience at the time. So we actually picked every audience member that was cosplaying that character to come up and say who it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And we
great.
got a picture at the end. That was pretty cool.
It's fire.
So they love that I do all that interaction stuff. So like, hey, just come on to as many as you can, and we'll help you out. We'll help you get here. So
Yeah.
that's how I got into Collecticon.
Yeah, closed
That's
mouths.
awesome.
Closed
That's
mouths don't
awesome.
get fed, man.
Yeah.
That's
you
that's
gotta-
the story. That's the
You
story,
gotta put
man.
the work in.
You have
it's,
to.
Yeah, exactly. You
You
gotta
have
put the
to.
time in. You gotta show them that you're ready to give what you
It's,
give,
Yeah.
it's really
give
cool.
and get.
It's
Yeah.
really cool that you kind of like manifest it too. Like you kind of were like, "This is something I want to do," and you did it.
She's-
Like
I'm
there
gonna
was,
make it happen.
you
Listen.
said, "I want to do this." I watch things that I've been, I know I could do this, and you did it. So that's awesome, and you have a whole community of people. That's really cool.
Thank
while
you so
having
much.
while having cults in other areas. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
I
later.
was
We'll
just
talk
about to
that.
say.
We'll talk about that.
She
later.
said she has 2 colds.
Yeah,
she compared
yeah.
herself to Ellen. I'm a little afraid.
Yeah,
I'm a little
I'm
afraid.
falling into it too. I
I
get it.
swear
I
I'm
get it a
nice.
little bit. No, I get it a little bit.
Work with Disney is getting wild.
Here we go. All
I
right.
learned from the best.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So this is how they brainwash them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So-
Collecticon. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
No, he's still not done. You're not done. Go. Let's go.
Go
I'm with it.
ahead.
I'm with it.
We're eating this shit up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We're eating this shit up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I just want to give a love Collecticon because the guys that run Collecticon, they started it just like the 3 of them,
Yep.
and it has expanded so much over the years. I'm so excited for them, how successful it's become.
Mhm.
Not just that it led me to the opportunity to be able to like really be part of the team, but it's also kind of like a family run business. So
Yeah.
like, the most of the time, all the feedback we get, because I'm running between them and the voice actors pretty much the whole time. I mean,
Yeah.
Waka Flocka Flame too. He's attending most of the cons this year.
Shout
He's
out.
great. That's like a legit friendship I didn't know was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Was getting to meet and chat with Waka.
Yeah.
And everyone's feedback is the same. It's like going to summer camp every weekend. It's just the meeting of a lot of friends, and it's a very loving time. So
You got a network. That's the name of the game. You got a network.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've made some beautiful connections, through your journey, which is kind of the name of the game.
I feel like it's only started. It's
oh,
just
yeah.
started.
Oh yeah, come on
It's
now.
got so much.
Yeah.
And that's what you're excited. I can see that you're super passionate about what you do. Like,
thank you, man.
of course,
appreciate
of
that.
course.
Put a lot of time in.
Brad, I know you got a question.
I did have a question. All right.
Yeah.
So my question was, what anime or manga character resonates with you most?
Mm.
I've
You
had to
want-
think about this one a lot, dude.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There's so many good ones. But I think surprisingly enough, like the one that resonates. Actually, this is not surprising, but Revolutionary Girl Utena. That's a big one for me.
Ooh, tell us a
not
little
just
bit more
'cause-
about that, because I don't know if these guys know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that
Sure,
is.
sure.
I'm looking it up. As
Yeah,
we
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
Yeah. That one's kind of what do we call it?
What
I
is
mean,
it
it's
called?
like a cult classic.
Revolutionary Girl?
Girl Uta.
Okay. Uta?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it was pretty influenced by Sailor Moon.
Okay.
As all magical girl shows are.
Yeah.
It kind of came, I don't know, a couple of years after Sailor Moon. Rachel Lillis, the voice of Misty. Sadly, she passed away last year, but she was the
Oh
voice
shit.
of Utena.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that was a hard loss. Much love to her family. They're going strong now, but
Mhm.
that was a rough one. She voiced Utena, and Utena is this character. The whole thing is a show that's kind of about like feminine empowerment and kind of addressing trauma and how to overcome it and whatnot. It's a very inspiring show,
Mhm.
and it really helped me. Like growing up, I was kind of a tomboy. Well, I'm still pretty much a tomboy,
Mhm.
but I didn't like the color pink, and her character made me like the color pink again. Made me feel okay with it again.
Yeah.
And now I have like pink stuff all over the place.
Hell yeah.
But but that series is very it's just cool. A lot of the fight scenes, especially like I'm surprised because it's not your typical magical girl show. It's a little bit like Madoka Magica, where out
Okay.
of nowhere there's some really dark stuff that comes out.
I love that.
And the fight scenes between the characters is dope because it's all sword fighting, it's fencing.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's cars involved. So it's really just batshit out there.
Yeah.
It's very metaphorical. And so a lot of the fight scenes actually inspired some of the fight scenes in like Steven Universe. If you
Really?
look that up, there's a lot of parallels there. Yeah, a lot of series these days will kind of do pay homage to Revolutionary Girl Utena. There was a Pokemon episode where they had the characters parody it and dress up as them. And in that same episode, they actually did a throwback to Slayers with Lena Inverse. Actually, I have a photo of that like right here next to me right now.
That's fire.
Veronica
Oh, cool.
Taylor signed for me
That's fire.
this last weekend. But yeah. So Utena for sure for strength and resilience. But I also feel the spirit of Luffy a lot.
Yeah.
Luffy, I feel like a lot of people can relate to Luffy because it's
Yeah.
the strength that you want to have and you
Yeah.
want to portray in life.
Fearless.
And the freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be yourself and let people be themselves.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
That
That undying will to win.
And
That
the
was a
strength
major
that
key.
you want to have.
That's a fact.
Huh?
That and the strength that you want to have.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, bro.
Everything's attainable.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a fact.
100%.
That resonates.
Yeah.
That resonates. And I do see that. I was doing a little quick research on this. Came out in 1997 around like the golden era. We'll talk about that.
What we call the
yeah.
goal.
Well, we call the
Mhm.
golden era.
Man,
But
I was 1 year old.
but you know what I mean? But this is a really good time because like you said, a lot of things that came after, even around the same time, like they pay homage to Revolutionary Girl Utena. Is that how you
Utena.
said Utena?
Yeah.
Like, and that was a good time for anime. So I get it. I get it. We all have
Yeah,
our thing.
you can really see the love poured into some of the animation itself in that
Mhm.
era. I mean, like I think that was around the time of Neon Genesis too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
And you
We're
can see
heating
like
up.
of course, lead up and stuff, like it's kind of, small frames, not a lot of frames in the animation, and then as soon as the action comes out, you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy they're capable of that back then.
Yeah.
All
It-
hand drawn.
So real quick, and then we'll move. 'Cause I know Ben's got a question as well. Ben, are you
Sure.
ready? Are you ready for your question? No?
Yeah.
Not right now. I'll give you a
Yeah, yeah,
second. With the Revolutionary Girl Utena, is it like? It was that the reference that you made as far as like it having like dark moments like out of nowhere?
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of in the realm of Evangelion because it does deal with like assault and abuse and just some really traumatic situations for pretty much all the characters. Like all the characters, their arcs are working through their trauma, and they do that through fighting Utena, ironically.
Yep.
So she kind of like saves them, and she's supposed to be she's kind of like Luffy. She's like the liberator of them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at
Talking
the end
no
of it,
jutsu.
like, yeah, exactly.
Talking no
jutsu.
jutsu.
She really does it with her sword though, man. Like
Yeah. Okay. So I only say that because I know you're watching or reading Hunter x Hunter right now, and that was initially like my thing. Like as far as watching it, at first I was like, this is whatever. It was a little slow, and then they had like a dark moment, and I was like, okay, I'm in. Like those moments, like things like that, it hooks me, bro, because you have that connection. You end up having that like. You know what I mean? That feeling. You understand what they're going through. And whenever you can make that connection with an anime or a manga, that's usually what gets me. So I hear you on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I haven't gotten to that part of Hunter x Hunter yet, but I've heard
Yeah.
like I'm getting close to it, and I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
that's how it takes its turn. So
Oh,
I'm
for
excited to
sure.
get to that,
Oh,
and also terrified.
yeah, for sure. It's
And-
good. It's a good scary.
I wanted to actually just say something because we didn't really say how we met Poke Trish. You know? Like, so I kind of gotta just say this real quick
For
because
sure.
I was like, we took a trip to Collecticon, all of us, and we were wrapping up the end of the night. It was great. We had so much fun, and I saw you taking a picture in front with your you haven't seen her in like, I don't know what, 7 or 10, I don't know how many years.
Yeah,
It was
That was my roommate when I was working at Disney. Her
Oh
name's
my
Kelsey.
gosh. Oh, that's so funny. So it was crazy. She was taking a picture and I was like, man, whenever someone's saying about, I'm always like, I think it would be better just, here, let me ask. I took the picture, and as I was taking the picture, I saw your photo on behind. I was like, oh, wait a second.
What? Is that you?
Is that you? And I was like, wait, okay. And I was like, oh, here you go. Here's your phone back. And then I was like, wait, guys, I think that was the girl like on stage. And they're like, no. I'm like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to you. And so then we made that connection. I just wanted to say it was really cool, and talking about, the community. It's like everyone is so special out there. People can just talk. You're all in the same kind of niche, so everybody can kind of, we're all doing the same thing, right? So I thought that was really cool that we kind of just made that connection. And then that leads me to my next question.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Networking is huge, guys. That's a major key. That was the connection. That's what they're talking about here. If you guys missed that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Gotta be
All
a
right.
friend to people.
Yes,
Gotta
sir.
be a friend.
Yes, sir.
All right, Trish. So here it is. What is your favorite anime?
Ooh.
Right now.
Ooh, right now?
Yeah, let's do right now.
Yeah,
Let's do
right now.
Let's do right now.
Shoot.
I like that.
It does change a lot.
Always, like everyone.
I don't know. Right now, I can't stop thinking about Freerun. Freerun is way up there.
Oh, wow. I love
It's
that you
up there
said
with
that.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Listen, can I say something? I'm so happy that you said that because there was a time where I was the only one who watched Freerun, and I
my
was
God.
begging everyone
I was one of those guys that he
to
was
watch
begging.
Freerun, and I was telling them, just like what you said, Full Metal Alchemist, that's the vibes I get because they have this sense of mortality, and you can see they're not those overpowered characters that you're never fearful of death and stuff like that. You actually see the pain that they're going through. Like there's those moments where like this person can actually die right now. And you can see the frailty of like humanity in these characters.
Yeah. They even somehow portray that with Freerun. Because like, right now everyone's comparing Solo Leveling and Freerun. It's like,
Those are they're neck and neck.
What?
Yeah.
They're neck and neck.
And
Not
as far as popularity.
popularity. Yeah,
not story
correct.
structure.
Continue.
Yeah. It's just for anime of the year. It's like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I see honestly is like my friend Poke GPA was actually talking to me about this today.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Poke GPA.
Yeah.
Same with Titanic Pokemon. He also was talking about it with us.
Shout out.
But the big difference, because like Solo Leveling's great. Solo Leveling is super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think like we're comparing the final battles in each anime.
Yeah.
Like Solo Leveling was crazy.
Yeah.
But you didn't have that fear of him dying in that fight.
Never.
Because you just knew, because it's kind of, he's like what is it called, aura farming. He's
Yeah.
aura farming.
He does that the entire. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't stopped aura farming in that fucking show.
Yeah. And that's its cool own vibe of its own. Like no shame in that at all.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
with Freerun, well, she still kind of has that same status as him, where it's like, can something really actually kill her?
Mhm.
And like we've seen glimpses of like what her weaknesses are with the Fern versus her clone fight.
Mhm.
But a lot of the focus on the narrative in those fights is of Shark and Fern and them growing into becoming like the crazy characters that they're gonna be. And they're
Correct.
already crazy now. So Solo Leveling doesn't have that side character build up either.
Mhm.
You know?
So
Yeah.
it's funny you bring. I'm sorry if I cut you out. It's funny that
you
you
good.
brought that up about Shark, the redheaded kid, because there's a scene that like when I saw, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like anime of the year. Like I don't care what anybody says.
for sure.
He's like doubting himself. There's a dragon, and he's like totally down. Like, oh, I
This is the
can't do
first
it.
time you meet Shark, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
oh
he's
my
like, oh, I'm
God.
not as good as my mentor. There's no way I can handle this.
Yeah.
And he goes into that fight and just completely demolishes the dragon. You're just like, what were you talking about?
He had us
yeah.
fooled. He had us all fooled.
Like, where was that? And it's the
Curse, I
same
feel
thing.
that.
It's the same thing with the
Yeah,
purple hair girlfriend.
Masterful.
Yeah.
Masterful storytelling.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
So good.
They
'Cause
doubt themselves a lot.
like Freerun's like, just stall him for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
That's all I
yeah,
need.
yeah.
And it's like you killed him in 30 seconds.
Yeah, he killed him. That's real. And like, okay, so I do want to touch on the fact that Kurt, because this is a fact. He has been begging me, bro, Freerun, watch Freerun. I'm like, okay. Eventually, I was like, you know what? Let me throw Freerun on because I've been caught up with whatever I was watching at the time, and by the time I was done, I was upset that I didn't have more. Like, it was so good. Like, it's not just the boxing, because if you're into bottom manga like us, I'm sure you are because how we've talked off screen, it sounds like you're into bottom manga.
Oh yeah.
The
For
the
sure.
boxing's amazing, but they touched on everything. Like the fact that like how Kurt was talking about the mortality, right? There's another like underlying like struggle in that story as far as Freerun. She's been living for God knows how long. And it wasn't until she went on that last journey that she had that we didn't see, it was off screen, that had her questioning like human mortality and why is it so important? But they only live for so long. Why is it? But the little things that make us human, right? That we understand the time that you spend is why it's so important. She's learning that in real time in what we're seeing with what you said, Shark, and what's the young girl's name?
Fern.
Yeah.
We can see that, and she's learning that too. And just the way that they depict it, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
For me
Beautiful.
too. Yeah, for me too. It's like you can tell like everybody is talented, and a lot of times you have self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And when you let the self-doubt beat you, you don't really know what your true potential is.
Yep.
So it's like when you see her actually motivating them to do these great feats that they in their mind don't know, and she knows like they have the ability to do these things. Like when Fern fought the clone of herself, and especially when she fought the demon.
Yep.
She didn't know if she was going to beat that. That demon had no chance against her.
Correct.
And she's over here this whole time struggling, like, oh, can I do this? It's not. She's only taught me, I only know 2 spells. I think it was just that shield magic.
Yeah.
And that one curse move that she shoots out super fast.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you see her struggle pretty greatly with that one. But what really hit me was how much Stark struggled with it.
Mm-hmm.
He literally he was on the brink of death.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Fern was a little bit less close to death
For
on
sure.
that one.
She's always she's cool headed. She plays her role perfectly. Her archetype is
she's cold like Freerun's cold. I mean, like I don't want to spoil anything, but like
no.
the scale part, dude, with the other demon, and she's like, you're looking at a 1,000-year-old gray mage.
Yes, yes.
Die, bitch.
I love that.
Didn't even touch her.
So Freerun, I will say that I agree with that. As far as anime, like I know you made the comparison. Solo Leveling is amazing. It's how they depict everything is super cool. Like I get it, but when you think about like as a collective, what they bring, Freerun gives you the feels. The story is amazing. The MC, the development of the other characters, bro. When you put it all together.
I think the reason a lot of people resonate with Solo Leveling, we're in a kind of a generation right now where everybody has like a short attention span.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't want to see the struggle of a hero. They just want to see everything now. So they're getting overpowered MC, quick fights, super cool animation. So it just, everybody's like, oh, this is what I want. I just want to see cool fights, a little story, not too much backstory, this and that. That's all they want. Everyone has short attention spans.
It's the same serotonin boost as like doom scrolling through TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just getting bam, 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 and like this generation is a little spoiled. I want to say, like not in a horribly negative way or anything, but just thinking back to when the mid 2000s when they had just started doing computer animation for anime. Like we really didn't get anything all that great. We had Naruto. Naruto was pioneering, man.
Yeah. Push the boundaries.
Bleach.
Yeah. Bleach was pioneering. Mm-hmm. One Piece really, it was getting there, but they were still taking their time with it. Yeah. And I understand why now, because what we're getting right now is crazy.
It's nuts.
Insane.
It's
insane
nuts.
Stuff. Mm-hmm. But so I feel like Oda was like building up to it, and he was like, hold on, save the budget.
Now it's time. Now he's like, now it's time.
I think Oda has like, he comes from like a standpoint, he came in at the exact right time. He kept it going long enough for the animation to catch up to where it should be.
Yeah,
and I think
he literally waited for history.
Exactly. I think if Naruto had the same animation they have now, it'd be going stupid. Even more so legendary than it was.
I feel
that. Well, that's why I'm excited for Boruto.
Yes.
Two Blue Vortex, that's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, we
don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that thing, Trish.
Yeah. Okay. So look, we're a pod divided on that. We're a pod divided on that subject. It's okay.
Because all right, I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah, we might as well.
All right. So Boruto is basically basically solo
Hell
leveling,
yeah.
but in Naruto form. Like
No, yeah, you're right.
he just gets power up after power up without any effort. We haven't seen him train once, and he just all of a sudden has this new crack power every other. It's implied.
It's implied.
But do y'all remember training arcs where people had to literally? We watched 13.
God, I miss those.
Yeah, we missed high school and middle school students almost die
Yeah.
to get a new power, and
That's
these
a
kids
fact.
just do a time skip of a day, and they learned it because they're such geniuses. I don't want to watch something about geniuses.
Yeah, it's a fact. I was gonna say that I know that that's a touchy subject for Badlare. I was gonna ask
I
you,
want
how
to
do you
see
feel
the
about that?
grind. I watched
Oh, well,
Yusuke Urameshi.
I feel him on that.
almost die in a cave.
I do feel him on
That's
that
my
though.
That's
favorite
valid.
training arc.
I feel him on
But,
that.
like,
Almost died
I-
in a cave.
I truly think Boruto's about to pull such a swap on everybody. The plot twist is going to be insane
Yeah.
when it gets animated.
Mhm.
Are you
'Cause,
caught up
like-
on the manga?
Yeah, I'm kind of reading the time skip right now.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
'Cause
But
I
you're
bounced all
aware
over the
of
place
you're
with
aware
Naruto
of what
universe.
happened in the time skip.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay,
know
cool,
exactly
cool,
what
cool.
happened. So it's kind of like, we're getting the spoiled brat right now. But there's a
Mhm,
reason.
mhm,
There's a
mhm.
reason. But like, it's kind of like One Piece. Like, to be a believer, you gotta get through
You
all
gotta
of it.
get through it. You gotta
Right.
fight through the trash.
If I have to fight through all of your series being trash and only to get to a good point, in my mind, this series is just trash, Tris. I'm just saying.
Trish, listen. So real quick, because this is a perfect moment for me to say this. We have, I don't know if it's a full app. I don't remember. We talk about this. I don't know if you probably haven't seen the episode. Take a look at that episode and see because I feel him on a lot of the points he's making as far as like the Baruto thing. I'm more of I have faith, and as far as the storyline, how it's fixing and how everything's shaping up and like how they led up to it, I'm a firm believer. I love what they did, and I have to keep reminding people, including Brad. He says it's not part of it, but I do believe deep down it's part of it. He wants to keep comparing it to Naruto and Naruto
Well,
Shippuden. You
I
can't
think
do
that's
that.
okay, honestly, but only the original Naruto. Because remember how much filler we got?
And no,
Naruto?
that's-
Yeah.
Well, we
That's what's
got.
happening. They're doing it again.
They're
It's like,
doing
why are
it
you doing
again.
Yes,
They're doing
but
it
at least
again.
they had solid arcs in which they had Zabuza. They had Zabuza in the first arc.
So
Zabuza,
They
dude.
don't have
Yeah,
a Zabuza.
yeah,
in
shout out
Boruto.
Zabuza.
listen,
Shout out Zabuza.
My biggest gripe. No, they did have a Zabuza.
They don't have it like Zabuza.
No, they did. They tried to.
But you
it's
see how he
not-
said that? That's my problem. That's what I'm saying.
They had a Zabuza.
They
it,
keep
it was the
comparing
it was
it.
the arc when they fought that one member who the big fat guy
that's
when
true.
when
What's his
Sar-
name?
I don't remember.
But
his
it's not
name.
Zabuza.
There it is. That's
the point.
There it is. That's my problem. What?
Oh,
Listen, it's just it's okay.
proved
so,
my point.
No, but listen,
We're
and
a pod
that's-
divided.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
They lie to themselves, Tris. That's all it comes down to.
I'm
They
not lying. Okay, go. Say what you're gonna say. I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all love anime, as do I.
Okay.
And y'all want to believe the best. Y'all are optimists.
Of course.
But
I'm a
me,
big-time optimist.
I'm able to call it like I see it. Like when I told you Black Clover was going to hell, you did not
I
believe
still
me.
have faith.
Fact.
They have 2 more chapters.
No.
Listen, they have 2 more chapters coming out.
Watch this, Trish. How many chapters behind are you?
I'm
For
caught
Black
up.
Clo- I
Oh,
haven't
you're
even
caught up?
started
I'm
Black
100%
Clover.
caught up in Black
Oh,
Clover.
love Black
okay.
Clover?
So does she say you haven't started it? You said.
No, I don't know anything of Black Clover.
Okay, so
Started.
we're not gonna
It's on my
spoil.
list.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Started.
spoil anything.
Started.
But I
Started.
will say this. It's not that Black Clover is bad. We're not saying that it's bad or whatever.
Right.
But the lead up, right? Brad loves this. Brad loves this shit. He loves this shit. The lead up was so great.
Oh no.
How things shaped up, and this happens in it's listen.
JJK.
We're gonna call it spade a spade.
That's different.
It is hard to wrap up an anime or
different.
manga,
It was
right?
bad at the end.
So that only hold on. That only can carry so much for the overall piece of work, right? But the I feel like they set themselves up for something that was supposed to be great and they didn't deliver, right?
All right.
And I'll say that.
I think
But-
the latter.
Hold on. And you can say it. But I will say it is still an amazing piece of work. There's no doubt as far as watching it and reading it and seeing what happened because it's a great story. But you'll see what I mean when I said what I said. Bingo.
So for me, I think they're trying not to fall into the same pit that Gege Akutami did, writing himself into a hole and just like, all right, I need to end this now. I think they saw that they kind of ripped themselves into like a debauchery.
Yeah.
And we're like, we need to make sure that we don't end
That's real shit.
to where people hate us.
That's real shit.
I think
we're gonna go deep into the dictionary.
I think they're honestly taking time to like, you know what, we can tie loose ends, we can do different things, and just the last. I don't want to ruin. Let me not ruin anything.
Yeah, don't do it.
But the last 2 chapters, them doing that kind of tied a little hole, like a piece of, you know what I mean?
But there were too many. They left too many loose ends open that they didn't have the time, or it was, bro. They got knocked down. They got knocked down from varsity to JV.
They got kicked out of Shonen Jump.
They got kicked out.
Yeah,
that's a real thing. Like, we have to talk about these things.
And
because
I understand that. So I kind of
really
feel like,
bad,
it got bad.
I get it. But what I'm saying is,
come on now.
I think that was necessary to give them time, so there's less pressure.
Yeah.
You see, they're not putting chapters out every week. There's not that on them anymore.
Yeah.
You have time to actually build a good ending. And I think that's what they're trying to do.
It's 2 chapters
and
left.
Listen.
It's a wrap.
With
Is
that,
it only 2 chapters left?
that's what you said. Listen.
No, they have 2 chapters coming.
We have to keep. We gotta go.
month.
We gotta move.
Yeah.
We gotta
All
move.
right,
So
this
real
is
quick.
what I'll say.
So real quick. Okay, go ahead.
To wrap it up.
Yeah.
Black Clover.
You can see how passionate we are.
I'm sorry. Black Clover ruined the pooch.
Yeah,
I think right now they're trying to pull
yeah.
out a C+. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of the year when you get your
second that.
report card back and you got
just barely got
your progress
through.
report, you got like a D, and you're just trying to get the C+.
Yeah. I'll give him that.
Is it okay to compare that to 7 Deadly Frames? Like,
Oh my God! 7 Deadly Frames.
You know something.
You know something we don't.
I mean,
She's up on game. That's like
The real shit.
everybody's biggest gripe. The manga was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And the animation for the anime is shit.
Yeah. Season 2, I dropped that season 2 because it lost me.
Oh man!
But, the same thing happened with The Promised Neverland. I read the entire manga of The Promised Neverland.
hate that.
I bought a Shonen Jump subscription for it.
I see the poster
And
back there.
yeah, that one's signed by the Japanese director and the voice
Yo,
of
talk
Emma.
your shit. People don't understand how tapped in you are into
Yeah.
the network. They don't understand. They don't know.
I've been in this community for listen, anime was not
There we
cool,
go,
and
man.
I suffered. I was in the trenches with you guys.
Yeah, I love
There
it.
we
I
go.
love it.
There you go.
You're
love
watching
it.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
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 Back when you
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
get
yeah.
the
Shit.
Watch
three
Cartoon
part.
Online.
Yep. I love that shit.
Okay.
I love it.
But same thing. Like, I was pissed when they said they weren't gonna animate Goldie Pond. I was like, are you kidding me? That was the best arc in the manga.
Yeah.
So
And they
so
didn't animate it.
so do I need to go back and start? Because I read it and then I was like, all right, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And I started the anime and then I was like, I don't like this anymore. So I stopped reading
Yeah.
altogether.
That's what
No,
happens.
you gotta read it.
You-
You gotta read it. Give it its love.
Okay.
It deserves it.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
read one of
Especially
those
now
in a
we're
long time.
this turned into work now. Now we have to read it just so we know what's going on, man. I remember when it was fun. Listen, anyway, listen. So real quick, because I'm not trying to make it rush. And Ben, I know we're talking about time.
Bro,
and
take
stuff.
the time, bro.
Yeah!
Take the time.
Poke Trish.
Take
This is
the
so
time
fun.
for Pokeetris.
Listen, this is so fun. Listen, so the next question I have for you, I don't know, Ben, did you ask manga? Because I'll
Yeah, he
ask
did,
if
he
you
did.
No,
did
I
it.
didn't. I
Oh, you
asked
didn't. You
just.
did just
I
anime.
did just ask anime because I was like, this is gonna
So
be a
ask
little
it.
bit of.
Ask
Okay,
it.
all right. So then the next question is, Trish,
Yeah.
what's your favorite anime? What's your favorite manga? We already said
Oh
anime.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, manga wise, this is gonna be kind of an out there take. But Pokemon Adventures, like the Pokemon manga.
Ooh.
It was the first one. So I gave our childhood computer so many viruses.
Yeah,
Reading
same,
manga
same,
online.
same.
You're that one?
We'll talk
I
about
did the same
LimeWire
thing.
on
I
a
did mine
different. We'll talk about LimeWire on a different pod.
Yeah, she's got to
MSN?
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got all kinds of stories, but I was reading
Yeah.
on that, and I thought it was so that it blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind that there was Pokemon that could be that tough.
Mhm.
It was beautifully drawn.
I love that.
I kind of feel similarly about the Naruto manga. Actually, there's a huge difference between the manga and the anime, and I love the art style of the manga. So art style is really big for me, honestly.
Yeah,
There we
Yeah,
go.
That's a
same,
huge touch.
same. I
That's
love
a huge
Yeah.
touch.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I
gotta
had
be
to
detailed.
ask.
Yeah.
Let's go down the line real quick. My favorite is Arculadon. His favorite is Blaziken. Yours is Darkrai.
No, Darkrai, but Dragonite is my guy. That's my ace.
Dragonite.
Ooh.
That's my ace.
Ben
but my
likes
favorite is-
Jigglypuff. No, I'm
Nah,
kidding.
Ben.
I like Blaziken as
I
well.
was gonna say.
yeah,
I'm
I was
pretty
a-
sure his is Blaziken.
Yeah.
Trish, what is yours?
Ooh, mine is Arcanine. It's
your
Arcanine all the
favorite?
way. I mean, like,
I love that.
I love that
I
for
had
you.
that. I have a box of every plushie they've made except the $500 life size one.
Oh my goodness.
Trish, I think I love that more than they do because my favorite element is fire.
Fire,
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 fire
yeah.
Pokemon.
baby.
If I was a gym leader,
By design, though, that's not fair, man. Fire Pokemon are strong because it's in the design. That's what I'm saying. With Scarlet, I learned a little bit more about Pokemon and how all the. You have to get down to the mechanical level. You have to figure out the mechanics.
Sure.
And Fire Pokemon, by design, are meant to be power focused. To be. You understand what I'm saying? Like I
yeah,
didn't
they're
understand.
badass.
They're badass.
I mean, you got Charizard, and that started it all.
Come
so,
on.
like,
man.
Sidebar.
Here we go.
Trish,
yeah,
Get
yeah.
back
if
in.
you were a gym leader,
Here we go.
So glad you're asking.
what
Here we
type,
go.
Yes,
what
fuck
type
yeah.
would you be?
I was just gonna say this.
Oh.
Actually, I would be a ground type. I'd be a ground type.
Wow.
I love it.
That's fire.
I love it.
That's
There's
fire.
so much crossover.
My
I've thought
heart-
about this
my
so
heart
much,
bur-
guys.
my
Go,
heart's
go.
crying.
Hold on. Explain that.
Well, here's why. First, there's so many dual types with ground, and
Mhm.
I have so many favorite dual types that have ground.
Yep.
And so you got, especially with Scarlet, which I'll get to.
Yeah.
You can add in some terrestrialization,
I love
right? So if
that.
I was a gym leader, my lineup would be Swampert.
Yep.
Flygon.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You're
we're up-
nasty. You're cheese.
yeah.
I love cheese. I'm cool with
cheese?
cheese. I'm cool with cheese. I'm just gonna put that out
let
there.
her finish. Let her
Go,
finish.
go,
I wanna
go.
hear it. I'm in.
This is getting.
I'm
good.
I'm strapped in right now. I
I'm
got a
in,
seatbelt on.
I'm
I
in.
got a
Yeah.
seatbelt on.
Sorry to get in your cut, Kurt.
No, you're good,
Continue.
you're good.
Continue.
What was my other? No, Bronzong's not ground. There's a steel and ground type. I'm blinking right now. Excadrill.
Wow.
Ooh.
And then
We have to battle.
Clodsire. Clodsire would be another one.
Mhm.
And then my ace would be an Arcanine with Terra type ground.
Oh, wow.
love
Can I
that.
tell you something? There's a lot of shit that's gonna go over people's heads.
I don't like that.
Listen. There's a lot of
course
shit that's
you
gonna go
would.
over people's head, and I'm gonna let Kurz explain why he doesn't like it. I'm gonna tell you something. People think they're very straightforward, and I was people at a time until I learned. You see how you said Arcanine, and Arcanine has nothing to do with your set, but terrestrialization
Yeah.
allows you to put it in your set. Like that's such like a, you know what I mean? People don't think that deep. That's huge.
Yeah.
And thank
Yeah.
you for teaching us how to pronounce it properly because we've been saying terrorize and
I
I didn't say it wrong at all. I was letting y'all do
I've been
it.
I've been terrorizing. I've
Have
been
you ever
terrorizing
noticed? I
for
don't say
months.
it.
I've been terrorizing
I
for
don't
months.
that's crazy work.
I would
I
terrorize.
knew how to
for
pronounce
months.
it. Y'all just been killing me with it, and I didn't want to correct y'all on the pod. It just seems
Brad's
different.
like, yeah.
Crazy
That's what it
work.
is. That's
Y'all
what it
got
is.
it.
Y'all boys got it, bro.
Now
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
yours is fire, so she beat the brakes off of you.
Yeah, you're
No,
done.
it's ground.
You're cooked.
No, I'm still good.
That
What?
Swampert's
Ground.
taking you down, bro.
Unless
I hate Swampert. I hate him.
unless she's doing shit like rock slides
I
and
love
shit, but I
Swampert.
can.
Yeah,
I can
she's
work
gonna
around
do
it.
that.
I can work
Ground,
around that.
No, she's gonna do that.
You're good.
I can work
She's
around
gonna
it.
do it.
I'll work
She's
around
gonna do
it.
it. Okay.
Fred,
Yeah.
your gym.
My gym would be, that's good. My gym would probably be dark.
My man.
I would do dark because just like what you said, there's a lot of cross or 2-element type of Pokemon.
Sneasel.
Sneasel. I can have Incineroar. I can have Urshifu Single Strike.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you understand what I'm
I see
saying?
you, Karen.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. If I have to, I love cheese. You call me a rat. I love cheese. When it comes, bro, I'm telling you, that's
He's
how you
one
gotta
of
play.
those.
You gotta play. That's what I'm saying. We had the last pod. Brad feels different. Brad, tell us what you got going on. Who's
Me? I'm a
Yeah.
steel type.
still the way I will beat
I
the
go steel.
brakes. The way Urshifu would just chop right through
My
all that
favorite
steel,
three types
bro.
are fire, dark, and steel. It's the only 3 Pokemon I ever get. And then I'll throw in Electivire is the only one that's different.
Yeah,
I'm a big dragon guy also.
yeah. Jack
I
Curry.
love
he would
Jack.
do
So I was
that.
gonna go-
But if I had to
Dragon.
do a gym type, it'd be steel. And I'd beat the brakes off of you.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
find out.
Last
Ben.
member of the team, Ben.
Ben.
Poison.
Ah,
I don't know.
we'll go flying, bro.
No,
Mine's not bad, bro. Let me
on.
explain, and now I'm tell you why I like flying. Go ahead.
I don't know. I just feel like, you got a lot of, you can use fly, you can go up and,
Ben wants to have fun with it. Ben just trying to have fun with it.
I'm gonna give him that, like, you gotta wait for it, man.
Yeah.
I can't name
anticipation.
5 like.
It's not that. No, there's some solid. I have a Star Raptor in my box right now that's seen some serious game time. The reason why I like flying, I'm gonna tell you why I like flying, Ben. Strategically, not a lot of guys have
Rock?
no
Electricity?
they don't have lightning Pokemon, like strong, powerful lightning Pokemon in their lineup. If I asked you right now, not even in your box, in your top 6 right now, in the 6 that you use right now, who is the lightning Pokemon that you have, thunder Pokemon that you have? Tell me right now.
I don't think I have any.
Brad, you too. Brad, you don't have one?
Electivire.
Oh, never mind.
yeah,
That's true.
that's
That's
And then
it.
every water Pokemon is gonna have an ice or if you have a dragon.
But is ice super effective against?
Yes.
Is it? Is ice super effective against
yes,
flying?
and rock.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find out.
So I'm saying,
but you can't use earthquake. There's certain
That's
attacks that you
ground.
can't use.
but I'm saying when most people have
Oh.
rock, ice, or something to counter those.
Like a rock slide that you
Yeah, or
You know what?
ice
Flying just
beam
has
for
too many
dragons.
weaknesses.
What was that? What was
Fly-
that?
Flying, bug, grass, all 3 have like a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
They feel
But-
so
but grass is
fragile.
beefy.
Yeah,
Grass is
yeah.
usually kind of beefy.
Shout out Venusaur.
Yeah.
Shout out Meganium.
Shout out
I miss-
Meganium, who's getting a mega.
Oh,
Yeah.
please. I'm so excited for that. I'm a Chikorita defender.
Yeah,
I will
I
add
love
defender
Chikorita.
to the
So
end.
That
is-
goes
I beat-
into
I
the
beat the
next
game with
question.
Chikorita. Yeah.
What is your favorite game? Your favorite Pokemon
What's
game?
your favorite Pokemon?
Ooh. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Let's do it.
I think it's the
it's-
same one.
It's kind of hard because it's tied almost, but
Okay.
it's the same game. I like Crystal a lot.
Ooh.
Soul Silver, Heart, Gold were dope.
Give me,
but I think I gotta
real
go to
quick,
Crystal.
recap. What are the starting 3 in that one?
Oh,
so
for-
just so I know.
Chikorita.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one.
Totodile,
Oh,
Cyndaquil.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I second that.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
second
best
that.
game.
Crystal was dope. It had the first like motion sprites. I really liked the art
Yes.
style. So the only reason I prefer Crystal over Soul Silver is just the art style. That's
Yep.
it. Again, art style. It's big for me.
Okay.
The best thing about those games is that you got 2 regions for the price of 1 game.
Yeah.
Because you can go back to,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm so happy.
You
we're
could go
talking
back to
about
Kanto
Pokemon.
for free.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, so this is just a real quick. How do you feel about Scarlet and Violet? Like how they changed the changes that they made for the game, like how you're able to relearn moves, unlearn, take moves out, stuff like that. The open world. How do you feel about that game?
I think they had the right idea with some of the quality of life stuff. I appreciate being able to just kind of do move, remember, forget, instead of having to go find someone in a random town that you can't find for the first 20 hours of the game.
We talked about that in the last
I-
part.
At Critique City, baby.
appreciate
Yeah.
At Critique
Yeah.
City.
There it is.
Yeah, critique.
There it is.
Having that's quality of life for me, so I'm okay with that. I think the open world concept, I've been begging for that for years.
I loved
I'm
it.
glad
I
they did it.
loved it. Oh
They
my
just didn't
God.
quite execute it perfectly.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I'll admit the game is kind of ugly.
Yeah. Things
For
looked
sure.
weird. Things looked
Yep.
weird at times.
Falling through
But
mountains.
I
Yeah.
love being able to run around with my Pokemon following me, and I like the auto battles too. Actually,
Mhm.
Auto
I did
battles-
like that. I didn't get
Yeah.
into that until late in the game, like actually just doing that. But I did like that. I just didn't
Yeah.
like the fact that like sometimes I'm just bullshit because I was playing a lot of it. It was like 4:00 in the morning, and like I wouldn't pay attention, and then they beat the hell out of a Pokemon that I was trying to catch, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Sometimes
Right,
I
right.
just battle them, do whatever I have to do. But as
It
I
almost makes you more like a real trainer. You're like, hey, chill out, reel it in.
I
reel it in.
love that. I love exactly. So with
Yeah.
that being said, that you said that, right? With the new one coming out, Z to A, right? I see that it's almost like it's
You're playing the show.
like you're playing it.
Yeah, 100%.
How do you feel about that? I have mixed and I want to know how all you guys feel
I'm
about
super
that.
pumped.
Okay,
Yeah.
go,
Z to A?
Trish, go. Yeah, Z to A. Trish, I want to know what you think.
Well, I'm okay with the changes that they made and everything because I know it's a Legends game, right?
Mhm.
And that feels like, I don't want to say it feels like a different series, but it really is kind of its own thing aside from like the traditional Pokemon games that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Because I loved Legend Arceus. I thought that was super sick. And I love that you could die. Like,
Yeah.
I love that Pokemon could actually kill you.
Yeah.
And so I hope they continue with this game. But I think it's such a cool concept because I don't know if you guys ever watched Pokemon Journeys, like the final season.
I just started getting into that. I just started getting into Journeys.
Goated.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
fire.
sick.
They tapped into
And-
like that anime element of the world. But continue.
The Coronation series.
Yes.
I mean, that's what this game's gonna be, and I'm so hyped for that because it's about time that they give us a game that's like pretty hyper focused on battling. Honestly, it's a central part of like obviously it's a central part of like most of the stories and stuff, but this one really forces you to like acknowledge it. I guess.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it. So here's my gripe. Not that it's bad. I'm sure once I play, I get my hands on, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be fire, right? But with how we've been playing it for so long, right? It's like, how is it gonna feel? Like, how am I gonna feel about it? It's just like that what if moment. Because again, I love how Pokemon is. I liked how they did Scarlet.
The turn-based?
Yeah, I like the turn-based. I like the fact that they, depending on the battle, or if you're just fighting a wild Pokemon, you can look around, you can do blah, blah, blah. But then if you're fighting a gym leader, it went back to that initial feel.
So for me, I would say I'm actually excited about this because it kind of gives you that feel as if you're in the anime.
Yeah.
And you're able to just be like, hey, do this attack. Hey, the fact that they're letting you have a time limit or a respawn, whatever, a reload on the dodge system.
Yeah.
Like they're introducing dodging, and you're able to like real time control the Pokemon as if you're the real trainer sitting there like, hey, do this move, do that move. There's no more. You can only use this move 12 times. I think. I don't know if they're still at it. Like
I think they would. I think they have to.
Yeah.
I think
It's still gonna have
it.
that,
Yeah.
but still, even just the fact that you're gonna feel like, oh, I'm an actual trainer, like having a real time battle.
I mean, okay, Brad, what do you think?
I'm not looking forward. I mean, not to say it in a bad way.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just looking forward to the evolutions this game gives out. But for the most part, I'm not gonna play this game. I'm not gonna play this game. I'm skipping next to the next actual game that they're gonna come up with, and I want.
It's gonna be a long time, brother.
That's fine. I want them to get to a point where they next game they come out with, I want it to go back to its kind of roots. I hope they take the failure that is Scarlet and Violet, not failure, but like
Failure.
Your gripes.
They gotta learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
They gotta learn.
I think
For
they
sure.
should go back to like the crystal format, like the more puzzles. They should,
Yeah.
and they should also
Well,
these
Escape
kids,
rope.
these
Green Eye
kids are
escape rope back.
spoiled.
Yeah.
Like,
They
do
made
you-
it very
yeah.
easy.
You have to put those
Like-
HMs in there so that they learn how to properly build a team.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's a fact.
You got to
I
learn.
feel that.
100%.
Don't make them remember moves so easily. You got to go to the move reminder or whatever his homie's name was, and go get that added back for some money. I don't like the ease that these kids have it because it's not. I was
It's
stressed.
even too easy, or at least give it some kind of difficulty spike.
Right.
Yes.
Like in Scarlet and Violet, you're not even forced to battle the other trainers around you.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's like too open world that way.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can avoid everyone.
You can dodge wild Pokemon. I feel that. So I think my excitement about Scarlet and Violet goes back to what I said earlier about like, I think the reason why I loved it was because that was the game where I learned how to really play the game competitively. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why I love it so much, because most of the stuff, I mean, almost all of the stuff that I love the game for has nothing to do with the reason why I've been playing the game for so long.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I still can't get over the shared XP, man. Like that
I
whole
love
thing.
that.
Ooh,
I love
that-
that.
But that was like,
Very
that
easy.
was something
Easy.
that like I remember like having to make
Yeah.
sure my lineup was set, making sure to put the second Pokemon so that I know that he would get the most XP or whatever the case.
Talking shit.
And now it's just not like you could literally just throw your Pokemon out, going free range and leveling up your other Pokemon. I mean,
So
hours.
what you
Yeah,
guys are
for
missing,
hours.
what you guys are missing, that aspect I think was added for the competitive play, because if you are building a team for competition, right, and you have
guess you're right, yeah.
you have so many
Yeah.
Pokemon that you're trying to put in
Yeah.
your lineup, it would make it easier just to be able to share XP with everybody,
Yeah.
so that you can just have that team
I'm not against it.
That doesn't make sense though, because don't they bring them all up to the same level when you do those games? Like when you do those competitions.
They're
Yeah,
not.
but
They don't get the same amount of XP.
But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
like they're all, when you fight, they're all level 50,
Level 50,
from what I
right.
remember.
Well,
But
when
if-
they do that
yeah.
like level across the board thing, that
Yeah.
doesn't take into account EVs and IVs, which are
Correct.
the stats. And so
Correct.
that's the important part, that you have to, like, no matter what, you're gonna have to get your Pokemon up to level 50 and do it properly with IVs and EVs.
Correct. And
So that's why.
And that's the thing that I'm saying. The entire time, exactly how you're talking, Brad. I was under the same impression. I was under like, get him to level 50 or get him a little higher, whatever. That was it. That's not how the game's supposed to be played. The way you're supposed to play it properly, I understand back in the day, and because of my lack of knowledge, I didn't understand how hard it was to get the bottle caps, to train your Pokemon, all that stuff. But it was a real grind in the other games. But again, like you said, they've made it easier.
Yeah.
Right? They've made it super easy, even when it comes to training, right? But I understand why they did as far as the making it easier to level up your Pokemon, because I've gone through, me personally, trying to go through fixing your lineup, I've gone through a lot of Pokemon. A lot.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
But that also gets me into like the whole meta portion why I have a problem with it. Like, do you remember playing those? What was your favorite game?
Pokemon game?
Yeah.
If we're not talking about Scarlet Violet, I'd probably say Black and White.
Black and White is your favorite? That's a good
Black and White-
storyline.
Black and White
That's a
was
great
fire.
storyline. So
Black
I
and
can't
White was
knock
fire.
that.
I'm
Yours?
playing through White 2 for the first time ever right now.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
It's a great
fire.
storyline.
Enjoy.
For sure.
Great
Enjoy.
storyline.
For sure.
For me, it's the remake that they did for Emerald. Those two
Ooh.
games where you
Oh, Omega Ruby Alpha.
Yeah,
Sapphire.
yeah.
Omega
Sapphire,
Ruby.
yeah.
Listen, Omega
Okay.
Ruby
Those
is
were
my
dope.
favorite because Blaziken is one of my favorite Pokemon. So
Yeah. The Mega.
the Mega Evolutions I love that aspect.
And I'll go Crystal or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. My
Yeah.
main point is
Nice.
ours fall within that same old time, like the puzzle aspect.
Yeah.
Like the difficulty was high because like no matter when you restart the game, no matter what knowledge you have, you still got to get to certain places using certain levels of Pokemon.
Correct.
This new way, you kind of can forego that, train up your Pokemon by just doing auto battles and really kind of just avoiding everything. Like, so to me, the reason why this game isn't like the best is only because the playthrough is so easy. The second
Yeah.
time I played it, there was no way I was going to lose.
Yeah. I feel
I
that.
think Pokemon is stuck in this like middle ground with like what do they cater to in developing these games, like with the quality of life stuff. Like it's a good point that they do that for the competitive, right? Because it's to a point I don't think they ever figured they were going to get as big as they are right now.
Mhm.
I mean, like you got the trading card game that's just going crazy, and
That's a
then
fact.
Meta
That's a
bringing
fact.
people into the meta for battling, and you got Pokemon Go on the side too.
Mhm.
And so, like every year, you know, they got the World Championships that draw in like millions of people for all of their different aspects across the board. So, like, do we cater to making it easier for people to qualify for Worlds by putting this in for the sacrifice of like staying with the original formula of Pokemon that,
And that's
that
a
we all grew up
whole
with?
entire like leg of Pokemon. Like it can stand
Yeah.
itself. Like that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew like how big it like this whole thing was going to be. There's no way to be able to forecast that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're a very interesting company. I actually interviewed with them 3 years ago. 3 years
Oh, that's
ago.
amazing.
Yeah,
They don't
for,
understand who we have here. Pokeetris, she's well connected, guys.
Yeah, I know people.
There we go.
I got friends in low places.
Yeah,
I
love
got
that.
friends on the other side.
Yeah, I love
it. but it was interesting to listen to, like, you know, they're kind of the same deal as Disney, where it's like a legacy company now, so they've got a lot of pride in their history and stuff like that, and they're always trying to innovate in different ways and whatnot. And so it's like they've grown to this scope where actually I think they might be worth more than Disney at this point, which is crazy.
Oh wow.
But because of the trading card game and because of the game's popularity and stuff, and the anime is going crazy right now.
I was gonna say even the anime entire different separate leg. There's people that just watch the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? They don't play any video games. They don't do the cards. But
Some of
continue.
my friends became creators because of the Anipo community.
Yeah.
Like he's fully in on that.
Mhm.
So anyways, so it was interesting to hear them talk about like the heritage with that and go too deep, of course, into the way the company's broken up into, but because it's Pokemon Company International, there's a ton of different branches that really heavily focus on all these different things. So, you've got like the game development talking to like the event management team, because they're like, well, we want to keep here's the feedback from last year and the last couple of generations. How are we gonna keep these players happy?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
There's a lot of moving pieces. So
Yeah.
listen, I'm sure everybody is super excited because I'm having a great time just, shooting the shit right now. But we kind of have to move. I think that was the last question as far as the interview. As far as the interview, no, this is good. As far as the interview questions, I want to get into these two pieces. So right now, early life of anime. Talk to us how that looked like for you. Early life of anime and manga.
I've been thinking about this a lot. Obviously the anime came first for me. I think my earliest memory is probably watching the Sailor Moon VHS tapes with my brother and my grandma and my mom and dad.
Got you.
It was like our family time, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we went over to my grandma's house, she was like, kids are too rowdy, let's put on Sailor Moon. And, and so, I have the VHS tapes behind me over there, actually. They're still on my shelf. I've had them forever. And I had Terry Hawks, the voice of Serena. She signed all of them for me and addressed them to like my brother and I. And yeah, we'd watch those tapes on repeat, and that's kind of how my brother and I would like bond as kids. So it was a really special memory between me, my grandma, and my brother. She'd go to the anime store that opened up in the mall, and which was like taboo at the time because people were like, that's probably porn. And
yeah.
So imagine this sweet old lady walking in there with these people like looking at her like, what are you doing in here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and she's like, give me the Sailor Moon figurines and give me the VHS tapes.
The mall.
So it was 4 kids really introduced me to a lot of anime. I watched the original One Piece. So I was really confused when it ended. Because it ended on a cliffhanger. It was right when they got to Skypiea, like a ship came down and crashed on top of them, and that was the end. That was the end of the series.
Yeah. On 4 kids, right?
Yeah, that was the 4 kids one. Mm-hmm. So, but when they picked it back up, I ended up watching it, oh my God, years later. Like, I think I was in middle school, and I picked that back up and watched the Toei version of it. And I remember getting through Alabasta, and I was so pissed about Vivi that I stopped watching for like 7 years.
Yeah. Yo.
What made you mad about Vivi? Quick question.
Yeah.
Well, because I thought she was going to join him.
Oh my God!
I was fully convinced. She was
It's a tight
she still
crew.
is my favorite
It's a
character.
tight crew.
She's your favorite character in One Piece?
She's got shit to do, man.
Yeah,
dude,
no way.
Was my favorite.
Nefertiti. No, not Nefertiti.
Nefertiti.
I collect the Vivi cards from the card game.
Yeah,
and I got Caitlin Glass to sign one of my graded ones.
Yeah,
she's
fuck
the
with
voice.
that. That's a flex.
I love Vivi so much, so I'm hyped to see her like coming back, being relevant again.
She will. She's gonna make. It's not her time yet, but
I mean,
they
they hop from soul to soul, from Nefertiti to Nefertiti.
Yeah,
so you know how that goes.
But going back to like the childhood with anime and stuff, like obviously we had Pokemon. My brother was really into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
Which annoyed me because I wasn't really into Yu-Gi-Oh, and he'd try to get me to play with him and stuff. And then Bleach. I stayed up for Adult Swim to watch Bleach.
Of course,
and
everybody
Inuyasha.
stayed up. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we're the same. We connect.
Yep.
That's a solid thing. So
Inuyasha was a real big fixation. Huge fixation.
That haunts me in my dreams still. Girls are like, oh, I love Inuyasha, Vivi. Like, oh, what is Inuyasha? Watching Inuyasha and being scarred.
Yeah.
But I will. All right. So
you were also sleep deprived, and it was like 3 a.m. in the morning.
So I think we all have a question to ask you before we all head up out of here. Curves, last questions for Pokeetris.
Oh wow.
No, the
just real quick,
now,
rapid fire.
The current anime.
Listen, let me ask you this, right? So, what are your plans for like the future as far as like your whole brand and everything? I know we spoke a little bit about it earlier, like you touched on it, but like what's your overall end game goal? Because I love
next for Poke Trish.
Yeah, because I feel like I kind of resonate with you because how you started, like you wanted to get into, you got into Collecticon, you had this dream and everything. That's kind of like where we're at right now. Like we have this dream of like our love for anime and trying to push this podcast and everything like that. So it resonates with me that you're pushing your brand and everything like that. So
What's next?
Shoot, that's a big question. But well, I want to continue doing the panel moderation thing. It's super fun. I love working with voice actors. It's gotten me really close with a lot of them. It kind of showed me that there's like kind of a need, I guess, in the convention space to have like panel moderators that aren't just there to like make sure people don't ask like weird questions, but because they do.
Yeah,
But
of course.
but to incorporate some of that like audience interaction and just to kind of make it more fun, make it a different experience for the voice actors because they're getting asked the same thing. Yeah, conventions have been doing the same thing forever, so I want to do it different, and I want to take that and be able to kind of post that content and make a name for myself in like a talk show sense with it all. I love like the publicity space and everything, so it's really interesting to me to learn more of the deep and fun facts about our characters and the people that voice them, and then dive into some of the anime industry and how dubbing works and where dubbing has come, where it is now from where it started, because like dub is so much more high quality these days.
Is
You know,
it?
the industry
Yeah.
has really come a long
Is
way.
it?
Like
Yeah.
Freerun, for example, is doing a phenomenal job with the dub.
Okay.
In my opinion, I love Freerun's
I'll
dub
look it
voice.
up. I know a lot of people are into the dub right now. Continue.
yeah.
I've been hearing good things.
Yeah, dub, and especially in comedy, dub has come such a long way for comedy.
There it
I
is.
think the interpretation for translation,
Yeah.
translating Japanese comedy to English comedy, they're killing it. They're killing it right now.
Okay.
One of the ones that's a really good example of that, I think, is I'm in Love with the Villainess.
Okay.
I think it was Leah Clark, the voice of Kobayashi from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. She helped translate that one to English, and it hit so well with the comedy. That's another one I love. But anyways, so going forward, I'm hoping to make more content like this. Just
Absolutely.
talking about anime, talking about manga, the history of it, and sharing that with the world.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we are, like Curtis mentioned, like we're starting to branch out into doing different things, with our brand. And, you are our second special guest on the pod. That's a huge thing for us. So thank you. You're helping us,
honored.
pioneer, our brand and push forward. So that's a huge thing for us. No bullshit. So thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. Also, I wanted to say, where can our folks, and there might be some folks that know you but don't know where to find you, where can they find you? Where can they see your content? Where can they see the content that you're putting out?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for asking. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it so much, you guys. This has been a great time.
Yeah,
Great time
same.
So you can find me on Instagram. Everything's gonna be under the same thing. It's Pokeetris, Pokeetris. There you go on the screen right there.
There we go.
You can find me on Instagram.
Benji.
You can find me on TikTok. That's
Yep.
where the original Church Cramran is, and I'll be posting some more shiny hunts here soon, actually.
Yeah.
YouTube, that's where a lot of the panels live. All the full 30-minute panels from Collecticon, they're all living on my YouTube channel right now.
We love
if you want to
that.
go back and look at them. And then I just got Blue Sky. I haven't started it yet, so that'll be up. But check it out there, I guess.
All right.
Where else am I? I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Listen, this has been great. I know we spent a lot of time doing this, but before we head out, we just wanted to say thank you for spending time with us. We were going over, we were having so much fun. This is dope. But before you head out, and I want to say it's a thank you in regards to our sponsor, Odd Parallel Graphics, they're doing a tremendous job with their brand. Things are happening for everybody. And the Manga Junkies podcast. We wanted to extend a gift to you, Benji.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. All right, Trish, here you
Hit
go.
it,
This is for you. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that is so cute. What?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Poke Trish right there.
That's Poke Trish.
Oh my God,
Listen,
it's me.
so I hope you can see it. This is in the words of the sponsor, the artist that put this together. They wanted to be able to incorporate, I know you're rebranding, but they want to be able to incorporate your roots. You're playing the 3DS, Pokemon, but we have the Poke Bowl here. So I hope you love
Oh
it.
my god, yes, dude, this is me. I
Yeah.
love it. Oh my god,
That is fine. I'm glad
it's me. My hat's forward today, but it's
Yeah,
usually
yeah, it's
backwards.
okay. 100%. And we
That's
got
so
we
cute.
got Pikachu there peeking.
Oh my god, you even got my joggers.
There it is. That is fine. That is fine.
Pay attention to
That's so good.
detail.
Detail. It's
Dude.
all about detail.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, no, listen. That's what we're here for.
That's so sick. That's going on everything.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on everything.
I'm
Thank
glad.
you so
I'm
much.
glad you said that because we're gonna send you over a JPEG or whatever file you would need. We have your contact information, but it's yours. You put it on a frame. Probably should frame it because I have my stuff framed.
Yeah, dude, I'm framing that.
You
Oh my
had-
gosh,
you
thank
got
you.
to,
Who
you
was?
got
I'm
to.
sorry. What was the sponsor's name again? I want to thank them.
Odd Parallel Graphics. We'll shoot you off screen. I'll send you their the information. Also, they're on our in our bio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
They're in our bio, so you can go ahead.
Go check them out.
Yeah, check them out, guys. Odd Parallel Graphics. If you guys are looking for a logo, if you guys are looking for art, you want something like
Dude.
this,
Or a
look at-
personalized picture of
I
yourself
love
in
it.
That's
a manga
fire.
form.
We're super stoked that you love it.
So
That is
sick.
sick. I'm not gonna lie, that's sick. That's
That's
sick.
rad. Thank you guys so much.
Of
Go
course.
follow
Thank-
anime. Go
thank you.
follow Anamanga.
Yes, sir. And before we head out,
I want that as a drop.
Yeah, for
Go
sure.
follow
And
Anamanga
Manga Junkies.
Junkies.
Yeah, we're gonna use that. We'll talk about that. Before we head out, Poke Trish, this has been a great time. Hopefully you can be a reoccurring guest.
I would love to come back. And
Yay! Take me to your leader.
We love it. And Benji Motosan on that note.
Thank you so much for watching Manga Junkies. 2 E's, no I's. Stay golden. Whew.
Bang.
Love it, love it.
That was
That was great.
that was
Yeah.
good.
That was great.
Chef's kiss.